So in my booking room, the women's tag team titles with 6 teams involved in the fray. Who gets out of Wrestlemania as champions? Today, we're diving into one of the most exciting fantasy booking scenarios for the women's tag team division. 6 teams, multiple title changes, and a storyline that turns these championships into the most coveted prize heading into WrestleMania. So the current champions are the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. The challengers, Iyo Sky and Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax and Lash Legend, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, and a combination from the Judgment Day comprising of Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. So the concept. Instead of killing the prestige with constant title changes, this booking makes the belt the ultimate prize. Every team wants them. Every team gets a shot, and every win matters. So we start in January 26th, January 5th on Raw on Netflix. Kabuki Warriors versus Rhea Ripley and Iyo Sky. Rhea and Iyo win the titles. So we get to January 9th, SmackDown. Ripley and Iyo Sky versus Charlotte and Bliss. Rhea and Iyo win clean after the Riptide and Moonsault combo. So commentary team can emphasize on their dominance as new champions and teases that SmackDown teams want a shot at the titles. Let's get to January 12th of Raw. Bayley and Lyra versus the Kabuki Warriors. And Bayley and Lyra win with Bayley's switch kicks in the match after Valkyria berates her and slaps her in the face again. So a commentary team can go with tease that Kabuki Warriors are losing momentum. On January 16th of SmackDown, we have a match with Charlotte and Alexa versus Sol, Ruka, and Zarya. The result, Sol and Zarya win after Lash and Nia distract Flair and Bliss. And Flair and Bliss are furious and they start blaming each other. So we start seeing dissension between Bliss and Flair. January 19th of Raw, Rio and Nia are the champions versus Judgment Day, Raquel and Roxanne. Result, Rhea and Iyo retain clean. And Liv starts asking questions to Raquel and Roxanne backstage, asking on why did they lose, and so you have dissension coming in the Judgment Day as well. On the SmackDown of January 23rd, we have a match with Lash and Nia versus Charlotte and Alexa. Lash and Nia win decisively, dominating their opponents, so Flair storms off. Tension is teased. The next episode of Raw, January 26th, the Kabuki Warriors versus the Judgment Day, and the Judgment Day wins with Raquel pinning Kairi. Liv celebrates but throws shades at Raquel. On January 30th SmackDown, you have Lash and Nia versus Sol and Ruka and Zarya. Lash and Nia win, but Sol and Zarya look strong. Lash and Nia cut a promo about owning the division. So we get to February, and that's when the title charts start to change regularly. February 2nd, Bayley and Lyra versus Rhea and Iyo. Title change number 2. Bayley and Lyra win after Lyra triggers Bayley's switch, and Bayley pins Iyo after a top rope elbow drop, and Lyra prevents Rhea from breaking the pin. Rhea looks stunned, but stays calm. No tensions yet. SmackDown, February 6th. Charlotte and Alexa versus Lash and Nia. Again, Lash and Nia win clean, continuing their dominance. And Flair and Bliss argue post-match, teasing cracks. February 9th, Raw. Judgment Day versus Bayley and Lyra. So that title changes again with the Judgment Day winning after Raquel puts a Teada bomb on Lyra. Liv celebrates but says don't get comfortable. We get the SmackDown. Lash and Nia versus Zarya and Sol Ruka. Nia wins again. Lash and Nia wins again, cutting a promo again about owning the division. February 16th of Raw. You have the Kabuki Warriors versus the Judgment Day, and the Judgment Day retains after Raquel pins Kairi again. Kabuki vow revenge and balance in the division. February 20th, SmackDown. Lash and Nia versus the Judgment Day, and that's when Lash and Nia win the title after Nia crushes Roxanne with the Annihilator. Liv is furious, and Judgment Day implodes further, but the implosion is not complete yet. Raw of February 23rd, we have a match with Lash and Nia versus the Judgment Day. Wait, no, that's done. That's done. So we get to March. March 2nd. Rhea and Iyo versus Lash and Nia. Title change number 5. Rhea and Iyo regain the titles after the Riptide and Moonsault combo. But commentary teases that Iyo is taking more spotlight. First subtle tension signs between Rhea and Iyo. March 6th. Charlotte and Alexa versus Kabuki Warriors. The Kabuki Warriors win clean, gaining momentum. On Raw, March 9th, Bayley and Lyra versus Rhea and Iyo. And Rhea and Iyo retain, but Iyo celebrates alone. Tension grows. March 13th, Lash and Nia versus Charlotte and Alexa. And Lash and Nia win again, staying strong despite losing the titles. Raw of March 16th. We have the Kabuki Warriors versus the Rhea and Iyo. Kabuki Warriors win the titles back, heading into WrestleMania. Rhea and Iyo argue post-match, split teased for post-Mania feud. So we get to late March to April. On Friday Night SmackDown of March 20th, we have another win for Lash and Nia against Charlotte and Alexa. So Charlotte and Alexa are on big losing streak there. And they say that they're cutting a promo about how they're going to destroy everyone at WrestleMania. On Monday, March 23rd of Raw, Judgment Day versus Bayley and Lyra. Judgment Day wins clean, but Liv mocks them for not having gold, deepening faction drama. March 27th of SmackDown, Charlotte and Alexa versus Sol and Zarya. Flair and Bliss will win clean, restoring credibility before Mania. Then we get to Monday, March 30th of Raw, the Kabuki Warriors versus Bayley and Lyra. Kabuki Warriors retain, but Bayley's split personality angle escalates. She attacks Lyra Valkyria post-match. Friday, April 3rd, SmackDown. Lash and Nia versus Sol and Zarya, and Lash and Nia win again, staying dominant. We have Monday, April 6th of Raw, Rhea and Iyo versus Judgment Day. Rhea and Iyo win, but post-match they brawl with each other, officially breaking up. They reconcile later. Friday, April 10th of SmackDown, Charlotte and Alexa versus the Kabuki Warriors. And the Kabuki Warriors retain, cutting a promo, "We will survive the chaos at WrestleMania." So here is the win-loss record for each team going into WrestleMania match. The Kabuki Warriors are the current champions with a record of 4-3. Rhea and Iyo Sky would be the favorites going in. Well, one of the favorites with a record of 6-2. Bayley and Lyra have a record of 2-3. Judgment Day have a record of 3-4. Flair and Bliss have a record of 1-7. And Nia Jax and Lash Legend have a record of 8-1. So they're the dominant guys. Well, girls. So the most dominant team is Lash and Nia at 8-1. The most resilient champions are Rhea and Iyo at 6-2. The underdogs, besides Lyra and Bayley, would be Charlotte and Alexa. And the Kabuki Warriors have a solid comeback story heading into Mania as champion at 4-3. So here is the WrestleMania 6-team elimination match for the Women's Tag Team Championship. So that would be an elimination match. All 6 teams start in chaos, brawls, spill outside the ring. Lash and Nia clear house early with a double powerbomb on Bayley and Lyra. Kabuki Warriors use speed to avoid Lash and Nia hitting stereo kicks. So elimination number 1, Bayley and Lyra. Bayley dominates early, but mid-match her split personality kicks in. She attacks Lyra instead of helping her. Lash and Nia capitalize. Nia hits the Annihilator on Lyra for the pin. So Bayley storms off, screaming at Lyra. Heel turn confirmed. Elimination number 2, Charlotte and Alexa. Charlotte and Alexa double team Roxanne with a DDT figure 8 combo. But just as they're about to pin, Lash and Nia return. Nia crushes Alexa with a leg drop. Lash hits the pump kick on Charlotte. And Lash and Nia scored a pin. Flair and Bliss argue post-elimination, teasing a split or heel turn. Elimination number 3, Judgment Day. Raquel goes on a tear. Tahana bomb on Kyrie, big boot on Iyo. Liv Morgan runs in to help, but accidentally distracts Raquel. Kabuki Warriors hit a double team finisher on Roxanne for the pin. So it can be the Asuka lock elbow drop or something like that. Story beat. Liv and Raquel argue. Judgment Day implodes. Elimination number 4, Lash and Nia. So Lash and Nia dominate the Kabuki Warriors and Rhea and Iyo with power spots. Iyo moonsaults onto Lash outside the ring, stunning her. Kabuki Warriors hit a double spinning back fist and insane elbow on Nia for the pin. Lash and Nia look furious, set up for post-Mania feud. So we have the final two teams, Kabuki Warriors and Rhea Ripley Iyo Sky. Rhea and Iyo dominate early, Riptide on Asuka, moonsault on Kairi, miscommunication. Iyo goes for another moonsault, but Rhea is down in the corner. Iyo crashes into Rhea. Kabuki Warriors capitalize. Kairi hits the insane elbow on Iyo for the win. Rhea snaps post-match, attacking Iyo. Heel turn confirmed. So the final outcome, Kabuki Warriors retain and stand tall, proving they are the ultimate survivors. So what is the post-Wrestlemania fallout for all this? Rhea and Iyo feud kicks off with Rhea as the heel. Judgment Day fractures. Liv versus Raquel is teased. Bayley goes full heel against Lyra. Lash and Nia remain dominant heels for future title chase. And Charlotte and Alexa tease a heel turn. So what do you think? What do you think about all this? I know it was a rapid fire of dates and matches and everything, but this could be a good sequence to restore and give a lot of prestige to the Women's Tag Team Championship. I know in that booking, you didn't have Bayley and Lyra, I think, as champions. Or if we had, it's good. Yes, I think we did. We didn't have Alexa and Charlotte as champions, though. Again, but you could add a championship reign for Charlotte and Alexa in there that could even elevate even more the titles. So tell me what you think in the comments, and let's go to the pew and keep up with this.